or you cook, or you go to the restaurant and you eat there. It's all included. So that's what that $9.95 is. That monthly all-inclusive $9.95. So if any of you anywhere in America can live that quality of a life for $995, which includes medical and dental, okay, and resort amenities and business amenities, everything, okay, then you're doing real well. Well, Anastasia goes a step further. Say that you have an additional person in your house, a spouse or a child or someone or a friend. It's only $50 for each additional person. Long story short, okay, I'm just going to give you an extreme example. Let's say that you guys are going to team up, two small households. Okay, Anastasia doesn't have a problem with that because maybe that's your strategy for becoming stronger and building up your reservoir of assets once again, or rebuilding maybe. So let's say that you have couple one, couple two. Couple one is Jane and Joseph, and couple two is Jennifer and Martin. And each couple has 2 children. That totals 8 people. Okay, so you can do the math. If all of these 8 people are being provided for as a team or whatever amongst each household, there's going to be some expenses: medical, dental, food, transportation, etc., etc., etc. So your combined monthly overhead, whatever that is, let's say $5,000 per couple, or let's say $4,000, $3,000, $2,000, doesn't matter. You give it your own number. I really don't care what number you give it. At Anastasia, it's real simple. It'll be $9.95 for the first person and the household, or the dwelling rather, and plus $50 for each additional person. So that would be one person, the first primary, and then $50 for the additional. That's $350 plus $9.95. That totals out to be $1,345 for all 2 families. Obviously, they're going to be sharing a household. I'm just giving you an extreme example, right? Or it could just be one family of 8. But I just picked the number 8, and I wanted to give you the privilege of understanding that if you needed to team up with friends and family to rebuild your life, Anastasia has no problem with that. Okay, we call that our friends and family program. So it would be $1,345 per month. It gives you everything: medical, dental for everybody, transportation, food, amenities, the dream life. Okay, $1,345. That is it for all 8 people. So needless to say, that should give you time to rebuild your economics, and you don't have to worry about paying for the land. You can if you want to. It doesn't matter. Anastasia doesn't care whether you're making that extra payment for the land or you don't. Okay, so as far as we're concerned, you can keep that out there indefinitely. And we're not going to be like the banks and like these horrible corporations foreclosing on people. No, Anastasia is here to help humanity and planet, and we put a lot of time and money into putting these programs into action. Okay, now now I'm gonna go into further explanation, because now you're talking about which home are you going to pick. A tent, an off-grid home, or a traditional house. That's up to you, all right? But how does all this play out? Because remember, you got the house, you have the land at 0% interest, and you have this $9.95 per dwelling plus however many people you have. So how does it all play out? You got the house, you have the land that you're not being charged for, and then you are being charged, for expenses, which is let's say $1,345 for 8 people, just as an example, since I already gave that example. So again, recap. Okay, how does it all play out? You have the home. That's one component. Then you have the $9.95. Okay, or let's say the $1,345 for 8 people, and then you got the 0% financing. Okay, then you have the profit sharing. Remember, if you're reading through the page, through the website, the main site anyway, you know that we have profit sharing. So how does all this play out? Well, you go, okay, great then. First of all, the land is financed at 0%. So that helps you put whatever you can afford in terms of a house in place. Okay, so whether you put that $5,000, you buy the $5,000 product or a $25,000 product, or it doesn't matter, or a $50,000 product home, it's all the same. You're going to pay, if it's 8 people, you're going to pay $1,345. If it's one person, you're going to pay $995. Okay, so now then you have profit sharing. So how does this play out? Well, first of all, the dwelling piece, regardless of which product you commit to, that you pay up front. Okay, you handle that, your own financing, do whatever, you saved it, or you team up with a couple, whatever you have to do. That piece, you're on your own. So if you can't afford a 4-bedroom house and you can only afford a $5,000 product, and then you're free, you're off the grid and sustainable, then so be it. Or if you're going to do a more expensive, $60,000 home, you need a 4-bed, 4-bath or whatever, then you're covering that on your own. Okay, to us, we look at that as a deposit to get into the overall situation here at Anastasia, all-inclusive life, all-inclusive living. Okay, but then you're going to have profit sharing that comes in for the community, because remember, you paid for the home up front, but now you're a member of a community that's giving you food, medical, dental, everything else. Excuse me. So the profit sharing begins to come in, right? And then at the same time, you have that $995 or the monthly cost, depending on how many people you have. So how does that play out? Well, it's real easy. If you came in with a $5,000 product, you don't owe anything at all on the land. So immediately, as soon as the profit sharing starts to come in, two things are happening. You're making profit sharing on one end, and then you're paying $995 or however many people you have on the other end. So it balances out. So the profit sharing either offsets, and if the profit sharing is greater than the $995, or depending on how many people you have, then it just overpowers the $995, the monthly amount, and so you start putting money in your pocket. Okay, so there's 4 different pieces. There's the dwelling, there's the monthly costs, okay, that it costs to live life, and then there's the 0% financing, and then there's the profit sharing. 4 different pieces. I just explained it to you, so I guess I'll explain it one more time, real quick. So you pay for whatever you're going to live in. You pay for that up front. Okay, nothing owed on that. Anastasia is going to go ahead and lend you the land at 0% interest. Okay, there's a cost per month, $995 for one person, and 8 people as an example is $1,345. Okay, so there's that monthly amount, and then the profit sharing just comes in. So the person that I give you the example of the person that has that paid the $5,000 for the 1,000 square feet in the tent. Obviously, they have no debt. They don't owe anything. So the profit share immediately overtakes whatever they're paying per month. But let's say that you're a person that came in and you're financing. You paid the $440. You paid for whatever 1,200 square foot house, or a 500 square foot house. So you paid for your home, but you didn't pay for the land. Okay, and so that's still going to be owed. The profit sharing that's coming in on a regular basis first is going to go towards paying off your land. Okay, once your land is paid off, then the profit sharing comes to you and offsets the monthly costs that are associated to living in this world. Until money no longer exists, then we'll no longer have to worry about it. And that's what we hope for the communities to become eventually. There's other pieces, other components that I don't want to go into, like our internal community currency, but that's a whole other subject. Thank you for listening to Anastasia once.